This program has been brought to you by Cell One and Parleyville Pharmacy.
Welcome to 2015's 10 Most Fascinating People of Bermuda. I'm Lisa Pickering. Everyone has a story, a little something that makes them unique, especially right here in Bermuda. But what does it mean to be fascinating? We've put together a list of 10 Bermudians that captured the headlines in 2015. Whether they've been the subject of controversy or of great praise, there isn't an individual on this list that hasn't come up in conversation around the dinner table, at the office, or at social gatherings. Each individual featured on this list share one thing in common. They all have shown passion, determination, and perseverance in the face of setbacks. The list is in no particular order, but the final subject revealed is this year's most fascinating person of Bermuda. Let's get started. Passionate, vocal, and a force to be reckoned with on social media, LGBTQ and human rights activist Lynn Pringle consistently ranks in the top 15 of Bermuda's clout rankings. Lynn's quest for equality and community enlightenment is peppered with her own personal experiences as a daughter, a wife, mother, and LGBTQ supporter. Not one to hold back her thoughts and opinions on issues facing her island home, she often finds herself in the spotlight.
I think some of the attention that I get is just because I'm very outspoken, and I sometimes say things without thinking of the ramifications or consequences. That's something that was put on my report card as a wee one. Lynn must learn to curb her tongue, but I haven't yet. So sometimes jumping in on issues that some people may not wish to put a face to their thoughts puts me out there.
You've described yourself as a pansexual. What exactly is that, and what does that mean?
I could have taken an easy button and just said bisexual. I'm just attracted to people. I've known that I was attracted to the same sex early. I was about 9 years old. Wow. It wasn't about having sex with the person. I just knew that I was madly in love at 9 years old with a female who I've never told. And I've never pursued a relationship with them. But I went on and I had a wonderful marriage. I have a child. I love the man who I married. I loved him. I loved my life. I loved my married life.
So when was the first time you had a relationship with a woman?
44, something like that. Real relationship, out having a good time, no cares in the world. I was in love. And I still love her. Because she's a great person.
What were some of the things that came up when you first entered into a relationship with a woman that you might have been surprised about from the community?
What was most surprising was the way my family reacted. And maybe that came because I was already a grown woman. I was at a really, really low point at one time, and I just reached out and I called Mark Anderson. And I talked to Mark Anderson, and I owe so much to Mark for just helping me to understand what was going on. It was a confusing time for me at that age. So then I started to think, wow, what about a 16-year-old, an 18-year-old? These young people know. And imagine going through what I went through at that age with maybe no resources, and so then they're vulnerable to people who have other ideas on what being an LGBTQ person should be.
You're usually outspoken and you jump into the mix of things. It's usually in the defense of others, though. Have you always been an advocate?
I don't think I wouldn't call it being an advocate. I think back to my early childhood days. In primary school, for instance, if there was the person sitting on the side of the bench, on the bench by herself, nobody to play with, I'm the one that would go over there and befriend them. I've just always felt that if you don't agree with something, you have two choices. You say something or you say nothing. And so I've just tried to say something when the opportunity has arisen. And the marriage equality one is one that I didn't really choose, but I am very supportive of what Tony Brannan and others are trying to do, and will speak out for it because I believe it's a right.
Were you disappointed that marriage equality wasn't mentioned in the throne speech?
No, I wasn't expecting it. I mean, everything takes time. Having worked towards the end of the Two Words and a Commas campaign towards getting sexual orientation added to the Human Rights Amendment, Human Rights Act, I understand how long their fight was. If you have something that you want to champion, then start championing it, but be prepared for it to take some time. So will I see marriage equality in Bermuda in my lifetime? I really hope so. But if I don't, it will be nice to close my eyes knowing that I tried to help wherever I could.
Do you feel that it's a victory with the Chief Justice recent ruling in terms of same-sex partners being allowed to reside and work in Bermuda the same as Bermudian spouses?
I think it's a small step towards the greater goal, which is allowing Bermudians who live here and love here to participate in everything that comes with marriage and family, or no family.
What is the community like in the LGBTQ community in Bermuda?
It's like any other community. It's fragmented. It has its little pockets. It has its little cliques and everything, and everybody doesn't see eye to eye. It's no different, but it's no different than any other type of community. Unfortunately, speaking out and putting a face to your thoughts and to your activism does comes with a price, and some of us aren't ready to pay that yet, and I totally understand that. You also have to respect that there are a lot of LGBTQ people that are religious, that are Christians, and so trying to make it seem like the community is not a Christian community, or there are not Christians in that community, is wrong. So then you're denying you're just denying your own people rights, and making the statement of let's focus on other things like jobs and unemployment, and the LGBT community is affected by all those things.
And in terms of social media, you've used that quite a bit as your platform to not just about this issue, but any issue or anything going on in your personal life. Why are you so active on social media? Like, what kind of outlet does it provide for you?
I love how you can interact with people that you may never get to meet. I love meeting the people that I call friends on social media, and I make a big deal about that. It is a way to get the good, the bad, and the ugly out.
How do you remain so positive and you continue to be outspoken even though you've had a series of disappointments?
I'm going to quote Ciola Wilson, who always says, and it may not be her original quote, but any day above ground is a good day. So I just have to look at it like that, and just I'm happy that I have another day to fight for something, whether it's love or life or for somebody else.
Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you check out Bird News every weekday up until January 28th for more conversation with Bermuda's 10 most fascinating people of 2015. And please, if you know of any individual who you think deserves to be on this year's list, let us know by emailing us at bermiebios@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.
This program has been brought to you by Cell One and Parleville Pharmacy.
With Cell One, you simply get more. More 4G speed and reliability across the island. More warranty coverage from the only carrier authorized to resell Apple iPhones in Bermuda. More first-class service with our 24/7 customer care, whether you're in-store, on the phone, or online. More services, mobile phones, long distance, and home internet, all with one company. Get more with one. Cell One.